Hey everybody, welcome to the call. Peter, PJ, Jensen, welcome to the Myresclub Investor Only phone call. Just wow, going to be an exciting phone call tonight. We've got a great testimonial interview from V. Phillips and her husband Richard. Richard will not be on the call, or V will be on the call. They just became. Is that you, Veronica, right there? Veronica, iPad right there. There you are. Okay, I'm going to bring you on in just a second. They just became a homeowner in El Castillo, part of the hybrid development deal. They're just not an investor. They're also a partner, as they are developers in the El Castillo project. We're going to talk about that and how that came to fruition. Lots to talk about. I want to make sure everyone understands what is going on in Orlando March 4th. I think I just freaked everyone out. March 4th. We are literally we are 180 people registered right now already for the Orlando event. We're only taking 250. Please don't miss this event. Don't call me later and say, you know what, I did that. I didn't hear this. I'm telling you, it's going to be a huge event. We'll be announcing the hotel in the next probably 48 hours of which hotel that we're going to be at in Orlando, Florida. But I will tell you what, it's going to be a star-studded event. Not only because our billionaire capital partner, Alfie Best, is going to be there. Craig Williamson, our founder and CEO, is going to be there. And we're going to break it down. We're going to have an investment workshop where Craig's going to talk about the future of the company. Alfie's going to talk about the announcement of Best Wealth Investments. And it's going to be an action-packed day. I can't even tell you how excited we are about it. I'm actually planning it myself along with my team. And it's going to be fun. I'm talking about beach balls, gazoos. There might be a cash machine there. I came up with the idea last night when Renelle Washington, she won that $250 and you turned it right into a $1,000 investment right after the call. And I was thinking, wow, how about a cash machine at the event where people can grab cash and then turn that cash that they grab into an investment into Myresclub and maybe even the Best Wealth. So it's going to be a fun event. We're going to let our hair down and we're going to videotape it all. We've got a full staff. Music will be cranking, selfies and pictures. I just ordered all the step and repeats today. It's going to be an extravaganza. It will be a red carpet event. It'll be the Grammy Awards. It'll be the Emmy, the Oscars, whatever. It's going to be a lot of fun. And so today, I was talking to some people out there, and I was trying to share the stories with you that are happening, throughout Myresclub and Myresclub. And I had a call today. As a matter of fact, it was with Veronica 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago, when Veronica and her husband Richard Phillips, they were doing the due diligence on our company, and we had a Zoom call with Craig, and then we had another Zoom call. I think it was Richard and I and V, or it was the same. No, it was actually the same phone call, where Richard said, "Are we concerned with the economy, that there's a recession?" And so the answer was, yeah, there might be a recession going on, but it has to do with residential homes, not in vacation real estate. And that was really, that's a really big thing for us to understand that, personally, I personally don't think there's a recession going on. And I'll tell you why, because I've been traveling, TSA, the lines are packed, the airlines are packed, everyone's traveling, vacation resorts are packed. I live here in Fort Myers, Florida. I can see the traffic. I've never seen it this much, especially when it's brutally cold all over the country. Everyone comes down here to vacation in the sun. And because of the pent-up appreciation all over the globe, of people not being able to travel during COVID, it's unleashed this massive need, want, desire, and passion to travel. And so I always say like this, anyone that went through COVID knows what I'm about to say is true. Like that was a depression. That wasn't a recession. That was like a depression. So coming out into a recession, it's like a party, right? So it's like no one's even fazed by it. And it was just a wild time, man. It was a wild time, and time just flew by during that COVID period, where hours just turned into days turned into weeks turned into months, and all of a sudden 2.5 years later it was gone, and we're here today. And so I'm here to tell you that the vacation real estate industry is alive and popping, and we're right in the path of development in every one of our locations, and that's why we're experiencing extremely powerful growth. We're over 15,000 people. Last night I told you we'd hit 15,000 people have joined our company on the Myresclub side, converting into Myresclub investors. Well over $400,000 raised in the fund already this month. We're in day 7. We've paid out a total of almost $27,000 in the first 7 days of referral fees to you and your families. We pay that weekly. We're going to talk about that, and that's also tied into the story with V Phillips tonight on the call. And so, I always want to show our investment video. It's about 5 minutes long because there are people on this phone call that are on it for the first time that don't really know what we do. And it's important that you understand the tools that we have in place for you to become an investor, to share this opportunity with others. We do all the work. You just point to the video. We'll talk about 2 investments that came in today. I'm going to tell you the great story about that. And here we go. Just let's listen to what Mike has to say about investing with Myresclub.
Hi, my name's Mike with Myresclub. Now, if you're a seasoned investor or just getting started, I have some information that'll prove to be very helpful and extremely exciting. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you an asset-backed real estate investment path that anyone can start for as little as $500 and earn high yields over short 12 to 24 month terms. I'm talking about yields that are typically reserved for investors with lots of financial resources and who are willing to tie up their money for many years. But before I dive into it, I need to provide you with this disclaimer. We're not recommending any specific real estate investment. We're going to show you a revolutionary technology and platform that brings the complex world of real estate investing to the masses and allows anyone to become an investor in resorts, vacation homes, and vacation condos in some of the most desirable locations around the world, regardless of credit, debt-to-income ratios, or cash flow. Welcome to the Myresclub Vacation Real Estate Syndication Platform. Myresclub has purchased the licensing for the exact same platform that organizations like Cardone Capital use to raise hundreds of millions of dollars for multifamily apartment units. The difference is that Myresclub is doing it in the vacation real estate market, and for good reason. Myresclub is purchasing either existing vacation properties as well as vetted and proven management companies to create vacation rental income that produces tremendous cash flow opportunities. Now, I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you what the platform looks like, how it performs, and how you can get involved, and what you can expect. And with fixed rates of return, that should definitely get your attention. Now, as a note, these investment opportunities are available at the time of recording this video, but may or may not be available when you see it. But we're constantly adding new projects, so there will never be a shortage of opportunities that you can add to your investment portfolio. So what you're looking at now is what will be your very own vacation real estate syndication platform. It's constantly being updated with new opportunities that fit within the economics of our business model. And you get to choose which opportunities are right for you, from resorts, homes, and condos within existing developments, new developments that you can participate in from the day we break ground, yachts, and even private jets. There are 3 main investment types, and keep in mind that these are Reg D real estate asset-backed investments in the 506C class, making them some of the safest investment vehicles in the world. Invest to earn. This is a great place to start for beginner investors as the barrier of entry is as low as $500. The yields are fixed between 8% all the way up to 18% depending on the project you choose, and the terms are between 12 to 24 months. The second investment type is invest to own. This is where you own one or even multiple units and the rental income pays the mortgage, the management, and maintenance fees. You can use it anytime you wish because you're the owner, you get the appreciation, and you receive a hands-free monthly income after all expenditures. The third type of investment is hybrid development deals. These come up from time to time. Myresclub will offer these opportunities to a certain group of investors to participate in the development side of one of these projects. These are extremely profitable, so be sure to keep an eye out for them. Now, the big question that always comes up, especially from seasoned investors, is what happens if we fall short of our funding goals? Well, meet our secret weapon. Alfie Best is a co-owner in Myresclub and is our resident billionaire. Alfie owns over 100 resort properties around the world and is the backstop for both the equity and short-term debt for all projects. These 2 components of the capital stack accounts for 30% of the funding, but our platform only accounts for 20% of the total project development or acquisition costs. The other 10% is company equity, and the other 70% is long-term debt. Think about what I just said. I'm going to elaborate on this for you, and hopefully you'll have an aha moment, because this is an incredible model. Myresclub is only paying high yields on 20% of the funding, which we'd have to do anyways if we went with another lender on that portion of the raise. But instead of giving these high yields to predatory lenders, we're giving it to our members. And by doing this, it benefits Myresclub long-term, helping the company stay strong and whole. So if you're wondering, and you should be wondering, how we can pay such high yields, this is how. Let's break it down a little further so it sinks in. Let's say that ResClub is paying a fixed 15% yield on a particular project over a 12-month note. That 15% only comes from the 20%. Take into consideration the 10% that comes from ResClub and the 70% that comes from the banks at a 6 or 7% interest rate. That comes to around an 8.5% interest rate overall. And that actually lowers even more after the 12 term ends and those high yields drop off. Did you catch that? It's absolutely genius, and it's why ResClub can offer such high yields. And the yields are fixed. In other words, the returns are not susceptible to market volatility.
Love that.
If you go into a project with a 15% yield, you're not going to wake up tomorrow and see that number drops to 8% because of what's going on in the market. Dividends are paid each quarter, and on the final payment, you receive your dividend plus principal. You can then enter another project and keep bouncing that ball. So what's the next step? Look through the platform and choose a project or projects that works best for you. Thank you for taking the time to learn about this amazing and disruptive platform, and welcome to ResClub.
And so there you have it. I mean, there's a lot of information there that you should have picked up on, especially the one where our billionaire capital partner, Alfie Best, comes in and actually secures the portion of the money that you invest in, that I invest in. And so there's some other buzzwords that you want to pick on. Fixed rate. Fixed rate means that's guaranteed. And what do you mean guaranteed? It's not. Well, Alfie guarantees that part of it too. The payback part of it if something went wrong. But also the fixed rate means it's not that the fixed rate project that you signed up for. It's not going to fluctuate with the market volatility. It's not going to go up or down. So in the case of the woman who called me today, let me just pull her name up again. It was really amazing. She was a first-time investor. She got a hold of me through one of the emails. She had heard about what was going on. She'd never invested before. And within, I think it took us 10 minutes to send her the link. She filled out a subscription. She opened up an account with ResClub. She filled out the profile, and she was able to make a $5,000 investment into one of our Costa Rica properties. I'm trying to find her name. She was in here. I was just literally like looking at it. And so she is now Shaniqua McBride, and she put $5,000 into Pacifico at 18%. So she's making 18% of her money, and it was a really cool experience for me because literally from start to finish. Hello, how are you? She'd actually done the due diligence on our company. She was able to open up the ResClub account. She was able to fill out the subscription agreement, and she'll wire the money tomorrow. K-Ross had me on the phone with another gentleman that invested $5,000 and just zelled his money in tonight. Then there was another $5,000. Lindsay Sewell came in today. I mean, they're coming in the I can't. For me not to be able to keep up with them, it's pretty hard because I'm pretty good at what we do here, and to watch these numbers come in and watch the people pour into the investments. But I don't think Shanique was on this call, but it was funny because she called. She said, well, I took because she looked at the invest.resclub.com. She looked at the offerings, and she said to me, she goes, well, Orlando really looks good. It's at 15%. And I was listening to her, didn't say anything. And she goes, and then also Costa Rica looks really good. And I said, well, and I didn't know how much she wanted to invest. And I said, well, how much are you looking to invest? She's like, well, I saw Orlando it's for $1,000, and I said, "Well, okay, is that all? Yeah, that's what you want to invest?" She said, "No, I have $5,000 I want to invest." And I said, "Well, let me ask you a question. Why did you choose Orlando?" And because if you've been on my phone calls before, I talk about why people invest in certain properties. Some people invest because they have it on their bucket list. They want to visit that place someday, whether it's Orlando, Costa Rica. Or some people have been there before and they're in love with the country, in love with they've been there before. Some people invest like if you're you want to make an impact, and so you'd obviously look towards IAB communities where you can actually help invest into a cause and have an impact and also make a return on it. And then there's people that want to make it straight out. They want to come in, put their money in, and the investor earn, make the most money back on their return, and get in, get out. And so I asked her that. She said, well, I have family members that live in Orlando. I said, okay, that makes sense. I said, why Costa Rica? She goes, well, I have 2 friends that were there last year and they loved it. And I said, okay, well, you have $5,000 to invest. And she said, yes. And I said, well, my job is to make sure that you make the most amount of money. Now, you might come to me and say, hey, this is what I want to do because I want to do this. But, if especially if it's IAB and you want to make an impact, then that's where you need to go. But if you want to do, and obviously our yacht program is 28% return. But if you want to do, and you want to make the most money for your buck, and you're looking to, where you want to invest at, I'm obviously going to steer you as I do the same thing. I go towards the 18%. And so she obviously filled out the Pacifico. I'm sorry, yeah, the Pacifico at 18%, and she's locked in. And so those are the things that you have to understand, that when you're watching that video is not just for you to send other people to watch. Watch it yourself. Like I keep learning stuff as I watch it, and it's really a comforting video because of the way we explain the capital stack. See, we haven't reinvented or invented, I should say, any of the things that we utilize in business. We just made it differently. We took away the 20% predatory lending, aspect of it. Again, if you didn't catch that, most companies that go out and do what we do, when they want that and they need that 20% of the money to go to the bank to get the other 70, this is how you do it. You go out and get a gap fund, a hedge fund or something, gap lender, where they fund the 20%. Alfie and Craig put the 10% of their own cash up. So we raised the 20 through us on the phone, on the Zoom call. They put in their 10 equity. The bank will not really do anything unless there's 30% of the deal underwritten, right? So we bring in the 20, Craig and Alfie bring in the 10. We go to the bank, they bring in the 70, they retire the 20 and the 10. And so that's how it works. And so it's a really, really good program. And it's something that, again, Craig took that gap lender away and gave the returns, the high yields, back to us. And so that's how simple it is. And so when people ask all the time, how are they able to do it? Well, it's simple math, and it's a model that's proven. And so sometimes just like the stories that I know, like I know a lot of your stories, and I know a lot of them because I'm someone that you trust, you confide in, because I'm in this position to help you make the decisions that are right for you and your families, right, based on what I'm learning from Craig and from Alfie. And then I get to meet, people. I get to find out what their situations are, what their backgrounds are, what their goals are, what their needs are. And this is where V Phillips came into she came into our lives. V and Richard Phillips. They're out of Hawaii. There's career service dedicated service individuals that serve our country. And so when V and I were hooked up into we were in chat. We were in a Facebook chat with a group, and then she had heard about the El Castillo project, and so our conversation started, and we really, we touched base and we started talking. And so V Richards, Veronica, she goes by V. She's on the call with us right now. First of all, hi Veronica. Hi V. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great. I see your big smile on your face because I know why you're smiling and what it took for us to get to where we are. But if you could just share a little bit of your background, you and your husband Richard, so people understand where you are, where you're coming from, and then we'll get to why we're both smiling.
Yes. So again, my name is Veronica Phillips. I actually live in Hawaii right now, and me and my husband, are in the military. Well, he's still in. I retired after 22 years of service. Work from home. He still works full time, and how we got here really is we were looking for different types of opportunities to invest. That was kind of number one, and to the point where we got to meet up with PJ.
Yeah, and so what was you had heard, but you had heard about the hybrid development deal. So as we talked about in the video, we have invest to own, we have invest to earn, and then we have our hybrid development deals. And that was something that piqued your interest because of why. Yeah, I mean, I know why.
Okay. So I'll tell everybody how it actually started. It started with the investments. The invest to earn was something I thought was pretty amazing because we recently sold our home last summer and we had money just sitting in savings. We were honestly just looking at different ways to invest our money. And I kind of started doing my, I'm getting my license in security. So I understand fixed dividends and fixed rates and how guaranteed and nice those payments are, but I've never seen anything between 8 to 18%. So that's what really drew my attention to Red Club is those invest to earn. And then I got on one of the calls and I heard about this hybrid deal, which has really piqued my interest because again, I've never heard of anything like that. So I reached out directly and asked, can I get more information on it? Because we were looking to get another property. We just didn't know where. And doing research and looking at Costa Rica, we just saw like so many benefits of getting involved in something in a nice area that has the best reviews from what I've seen, especially in the El Castillo area. Yeah. So that's kind of how we got into that communication of learning more about the hybrid. I mean, I was already looking for potentially owning, but maybe down the line, but it was almost an opportunity that was too good to be true. So we wanted to hear more about it.
Yeah, so V and I connected, and so she saw it right away. So she had, and then obviously her husband Richard. So he's at work and he's doing he's doing the due diligence in between the documents, and we're going back and forth. And V and I are like trying to, she's really she was really excited about this. She's like, I think he's excited, and we answered all the questions. And then we had a point in time where your husband took it to, he wanted to take the document to an attorney, and you checked that out, and that passed everything. And I sent you the SEC filings and the EDGAR database. And then I remember one distinct part in the process when you looked at your bank account, and you told me how much you had made on interest. And it was like, then there was a 6-figure balance in that bank account, right? And I think the interest payment was what, like $23, $240, or what was it again? It was 20.
So it was a little bit over $100 for the 6 in the bank, and we just laughed at it because we've been seeing this for some months now. We kind of knew that we weren't making any money in the account, but if you do the math and you do the difference, I mean, it was kind of silly compared to what you can make by just putting it into even an investor earns. So we were like, this is definitely something we want to do.
Right. And so now we're going down this pathway to ownership, and we're like, and I send all the documentation and everything. We're like, we're going down, and then all of a sudden I get a text message back. Richard doesn't want to do it. He's concerned about having a mortgage moving forward. Doesn't know if there'll be renters, and we're going to pass it this time. And I said, well, I said, I apologize because I don't think I communicated to you on the hybrid deal. There is no mortgage because you own the house, you get your 100 back. I mean, it was, and then that changed it turned the tide. And so what they did is that they got involved with our hybrid development deal in El Castillo, where you put up $100,000, and it's very similar to the investor earn product and the investor own. You put $100,000 in, and they're making 15% on their money. So just like an investor earn, 15% of their money. But in this case, the hybrid development deal is something that Craig came up with, where you actually become a partner with Alfie and Craig in the deal, and you make the profit between the what we bought the land for and what we're selling the lots for times how many lots, and then there's what's called a waterfall event. And so let me just explain that to you. So what happened was they put their 100,000 up, they get 15% of their money for the length of the agreement. They also get a lot. They get a 1.25 acre lot that they'll be able to pick out in probably the next 3 to 4 weeks. That lot is there. So if they were at the end of the agreement, they would get the $100,000 back plus their interest payment, plus they own a lot. The lots are selling right now for $125,000 a piece. So you just do the math. They made $100,000. They got their 100 back. They made interest on the money. Now they have a piece of property that's worth $125,000 free and clear. When the 42 lots are sold in El Castillo, and I say sold, not built on, big difference. When they're sold, there'll be a waterfall event that the people that came in at the hybrid deal all get a $200,000 waterfall event. So in Veronica's case and Richard, they got the $100,000 original investment back, 15% interest on that. They picked up property for $125,000. They got an additional $200,000 cash. So now they're sitting on $325,000 cash profit, 100% profit with their original 100 back plus their interest. And they have the opportunity to take that money off the table and walk away. They still have the lot, right? They can do a couple things with the lot. They can sell the lot back into our sales pool, and by now I think the lots are even more than 125. I think they're up to like 145. So it's going up in value. So you can sell it. Or you have the opportunity that you can do where you can they can take their $200,000 waterfall profit plus their original 100, put it back into the home, and then Craig and Myresclub will build them a home that will be 3,200 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, luxury, a single family home in El Castillo behind the guarded communities. You can see all 4 volcanoes from El Castillo in Costa Rica, 30 minutes from the mountains. Done 9 miles from the beach, and they'll have a house that's worth currently $545,000 for $100,000, and they can do 3 things with this. They can either sell the house and make $545,000, pick up another $100,000. They can put the house. They can live in the house. Or they can do a combination of living it or put it in the global rental community pool, where we know they're going to be making anywhere between $9,000 and $13,000 triple net revenue. And because there's no mortgage, and the taxes are just, oh my God, the taxes are so much money in Costa Rica on your house, V, it's $600 a year for that big house. And so they have the ability to make anywhere between $10,000 and $13,000 a month. I'm almost free and clear. That's after the mortgage, the Via Casa property management fees done, and the small HOAs. You're talking about anywhere from $10,000 and $13,000 a month profit per month for perpetuity, based on, and especially with what we're doing. So when you talk about a good deal, and by the way, Craig predicts that the houses, the appreciation in the next 2 years are going to go up by 200,000. So now you're looking at a $745,000 home. I'm building 2 homes there. As everyone knows, I'm partners in four or five other houses there. And so, yeah, this is a big deal. So the hybrid development deals. And then so V and Richard got one of the last ones. There's only one left. So if anyone's interested, you can contact me. Fred Prather has put one of his up, and he's doing a deal for 10 people. He's already got 3 that are interested, that are locked in. And so we have one left, but we have the ability to get in at the $10,000 level with 10 other people with Fred's house. So if you want information on that, text me. We'll get back. But V, I want to tell you though how proud I am of you, because you really did the due diligence. You did most of the work, and you were excited because you were really leading the charge with your husband. And I'm really excited for you because, when you get to help people that have served our country, and I know what your goals are, and to make a big move like this. And I'm going to say, I want to make sure I say this the right way. To not only make a big move in a financial way, to say, take that money that you have in the bank earning almost zero money, it's actually costing you money, right? We know that. To putting it into play and have the opportunity to have a return on that money. But then also from all of a sudden, like within 3 days, you're now partners with a billionaire, and Craig Williams, our founder and CEO. In one of it's mind-boggling how you can just all of a sudden you're in this upper echelon of business entrepreneurs, of real estate developers, and I'm telling you, you're not just an investor, you're a developer in El Castillo, and so an equity partner. So that's, I tell you what, it doesn't get any better than that. And and the reason why I'm really sharing with you so much about that is because it happened. We are a deal-making company. This is everyone has a different pathway that they're on to ownership. And so whether you take little baby base hits and put 500 here and 1,000 here, it's what you do with that money as you accumulate it. And so you got to get in the game though. If you're not an investor with us, Renelle Whiteman, who won the $250 last night. I mean, we got on the phone right after that. She picked out $1,000 investment. You talk about Shakita, the woman, the lady that had this evening, talked about taking her interest payments at $225 every 3 months, and then she'll double down on that and she'll put it into another $500 investment. If you can't, and what I'm trying to say is that, remember how long ago COVID was? Think about it. It's almost 3 years ago, going on 4 years, and it's like crazy. Now that's how fast time goes too when you're accumulating wealth. Not just deterioration of your health, not just deterioration, everything happens quickly that way, but the same thing happens for success. Like if you just start to buckle down and make the decision tonight to start doing things differently, put a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, all of a sudden 5 years is going to go by and you're going to be like, wow, I've got a really nice nest egg here because there's something I did back here. We're all parents. I just had dinner with my daughter. She's 23, and I was looking over the table. I'm like, what the heck happened? Like this, so that's how fast life goes by, and that's how fast you can become financially set. And so, really super proud of you, V and Richard, and thanks for coming on the call and allowing us to share your story. Any questions for me before we wrap up the call? We love to do 30-minute phone calls. We're at the bottom of the hour. The chief is excited to put that, we're calling it a super PAC, together to investors. I know Peter Duke and Cindy Timmons and there's a couple others that are committed. And I'm always looking for, people know that if you need a partner of at least 50%, I'm willing to fund the deals, the other 50. So let me know. And that goes for any of our properties. Let me know what's out there. If I'm not interested in doing it, then I put you with people that can. We are a deal-making company. nothing's off limits. We can be creative in our funding if we work together and collectively as a team and as a family. And all of our success is as one. Marquita Hogan, that was a great call we had with you with the 401k and the trust. She asked me a question today. If you invest from your trust, can the trust get the money back? Yeah, you can open up the trust, can open up a subscription agreement, fund the money with the trust, and then the dividend payment goes back to the trust. Your 401k or your IRA, we do not, let me be specifically clear, we do not give out financial advice on that. Go to your financial advisor, the custodian, your account. But we've done many deals where, because it's a real estate investment, there was no penalty to go over into a real estate from your 401k or IRA. That doesn't mean there's not a penalty for taking the money out early, but I'm talking about the income coming back in. So when I say we're a deal-making company, that comes from the top. If you need to be creative and you got something that you want to present to me, present it, and then I'll tell you if we can do it. We do some pretty aggressive things. And so I want to end this phone call with what I talked about. If you are anywhere near Orlando, March 4th, and you can get there, I'd come in Friday afternoon if you're traveling, if you can drive there. We start at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. I will tell you this, let me just kind of give you like a picture of what it's going to be like. So you're going to come at 9 o'clock and there's going to be a line to get in, and there's going to be music playing. The doors will not open until 9 a.m. Everyone will be hooting and hollering. We'll have video photographers in the hallway. There'll be lines, there'll be step and repeats, there'll be balloons, kazoos, beach ball, music cranking. If you weren't on my call last night, I'm bringing in my boombox. I'm bringing my boombox to Orlando. We're going to be cranking it out. And Joe G, you remember the boombox, right? And we're going to have that, and then we'll open the doors. I'll open up the event, and then I'll turn it over to our founder and CEO, Craig Williamson, who's going to talk about something that's going to blow you away. I'm going to just throw this number out there. 8. First time you've heard me say it. 8. It's going to blow your mind. Then we'll break for lunch, and then we come back and we kick off the 1 o'clock session with Alfie Best, talking to you about best wealth investments. I've been going back and forth with Alfie on Instagram, talking to him. He's going to create a video. He's over in the Middle East right now. This is going to be a powerful event. This will be life-changing. It'll be one of those events where you go, I can't believe that I'm involved with this company, and I have the ability to do some amazing things financially. You'll grow with us spiritually. You'll grow with us from a business standpoint. And I said this last night. There's 2 things that'll happen. 2 things that you'll say when you go to this event. The first thing, I promise you, when you walk into that hotel room or that hotel, you're going to say, "Man, I wish I would have brought more of my people. I wish I would have brought my husband. I wish I would have brought my wife, my significant other." And 2, as you're sitting there taking notes and you're taking it all in, and you hear about this, and this, and you hear the success stories, and your peers are around you, and you see the people that have gotten dividend checks, and you see the people that own, and you see the people that are in hybrid development deals, you're going to be like, wow, I cannot believe that I have the ability to change my life and my family's life financially if I just follow the game, follow the leader, right? Greg is the leader and Alfie are the leaders. I follow them. You guys follow me. If we just follow the leader, they have a mechanism in place, a game plan, a blueprint for all of us to be successful. We have to do our part, and whatever we can do and start at that's up to us. So you know what they say, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. And I could use 17,000 different metaphors, but it starts with the person in your mirror. It starts with that person in your mirror making the decision to do something. So I want everyone to get into an investment as soon as you can. It'll change your whole thinking. You'll understand what we're doing more at a different level. And so, as always, I want to say thank you for taking time out of your schedule tonight to join us on our Investor Only V and Richard Phillips. So stoked to have you guys as neighbors. I'll be asking for the Grey Poupon screaming down the road. We're going to have it's going to be a fun place to live. So everybody, thanks so much. And hey, anyone that brings in 3 tonight makes $250. Doesn't make a difference if we go over 20. Bringing 3 people tonight, you make $250 paid tomorrow. So appreciate everyone. Keep looking at the text messages and also the emails, because information is flowing. Telegram and social media has the update on how many people qualified so far to win the free yacht trip. It'll be updated daily. So stay plugged in. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.